Welcome to NeuroDriveAiReels, your gateway into the glowing frontier where AI, neon skylines, and future mobility collide. What if I told you the future of transportation won't be limited to roads or skies, but instead both will fuse into a seamless dance of neon-lit cars and glowing drone taxis? Picture this. You step out of an autonomous car in downtown Lagos, its black glass panels pulsing faintly with blue light as it silently glides to a stop. A drone taxi descends above a bioluminescent rooftop hub, its rotor edges glowing crimson against the humid night sky. One journey ends, another begins, without the friction of tickets, transfers, or waiting. The city breathes, alive, moving, almost sentient. Now imagine this same scene unfolding in Tokyo, Sao Paulo, Nairobi, New York, or Dubai. Different continents, different cultures, but a shared skyline of neon reflections and AI-powered movement. Let's begin at street level. AI-driven cars already glide through the arteries of cities. They're not just vehicles, they're guardians of flow. In Berlin, imagine rain-slick streets reflecting holographic billboards, while rows of autonomous taxis hum softly, their headlights painting ribbons of violet across the wet asphalt. Every stoplight becomes more than a pause. It's a moment of negotiation. Cars speak to cars, predicting each other's moves. Pedestrians cross, their shadows cast long in the neon haze. The ground network forms the foundation, the heartbeat of the city. But here's the challenge. The more people move, the more congested those glowing arteries become, and no matter how efficient, cars can only stretch the ground so far. Now look upward. Drone taxis, vertical takeoff vehicles, guided by AI, open the skies. In Singapore, picture shimmering towers wrapped in animated light displays. Between them, silent drones arc across the horizon, leaving faint streaks of turquoise glow in the night. They don't replace the cars below. They complement them. Cars deliver you to drone ports perched on rooftops or floating platforms. Drones lift you into the air, soaring above the gridlock, weaving between illuminated skyscrapers. Together, ground and sky form a layered transport system. Like arteries and veins, they don't compete, they collaborate. But here's the harder question. How do these machines decide? Imagine this in Rio de Janeiro. An AI car must choose between swerving into an empty alley or braking sharply near a crowded crossing. Split-second ethical dilemmas unfold in neon silence. Or in Nairobi, a drone taxi senses turbulence ahead. Should it reroute, burning more energy but keeping passengers calm, or push through, prioritizing efficiency? And in Los Angeles, imagine a late-night ride above the glowing sprawl. A drone taxi detects a small aircraft veering off course. Does it climb instantly, risking passenger discomfort, or hold altitude and hope the paths miss? These aren't just engineering puzzles. They're questions of trust. If an AI makes the wrong call, does the city forgive? Do we? Every neon-lit journey depends on invisible lines of ethical code, algorithms that weigh safety, comfort, and fairness, all while adapting to cultures and laws across continents. Trust is fragile. In Paris, you might step into a drone taxi hovering above the Champs-Élysées, its glass cabin glowing like a lantern. But do you sit back in wonder or tense with doubt? Human drivers reassure with eye contact, a nod, a wave. AI doesn't. Instead, it must build trust through perfection, smooth movement, transparent decisions, flawless flow. In Seoul, picture a midnight ride over neon-lit bridges. Passengers peer through transparent floors, watching autonomous cars stream below like rivers of light. The trust here isn't in the pilot. It's in the unseen intelligence guiding every curve of flight. Cities like Dubai already test aerial taxis. Imagine their skyports, glowing launch pads rising from the desert, AI traffic controllers orchestrating fleets like glowing fireflies. Trust, in this context, becomes not just personal, It's systemic. What's fascinating is how this layered system will never look the same everywhere. In Lagos, neon markets buzz below while drone taxis hum above, creating a dual-layer economy, informal streets blending with futuristic skyways. In Tokyo, precision rules. Drone taxis weave with surgical accuracy between towers, neon kanji characters reflected in their windows. In New York, imagine the skyline alive with motion, drones threading through skyscraper canyons, while cars flow below like streams of liquid chrome. In Nairobi, the system feels organic, drones rising above green belts, their glow cutting against starlit savanna skies. And in Sydney, harbors shimmer with reflected neon as drones skim across the waterfront, connecting island suburbs to glowing downtown towers. This isn't one future. It's many, stitched together by AI, tailored by culture, yet connected by technology. Now let's step behind the glow. For this to work, regulation must be as intelligent as the vehicles. Picture London, where ancient stone streets pulse with futuristic overlays, holographic lanes projected into the air, guiding both cars and drones. Rules must adapt dynamically, shifting with traffic, weather, and emergencies. In Shanghai, AI-driven governance maps glowing corridors across the skyline in real time, rerouting drones like digital brushstrokes painting the air. Cities themselves become invisible orchestrators, sensors in lampposts, cameras in drone hubs, satellites above, all feeding real-time intelligence. The city breathes, regulates, decides. But whose ethics define those decisions? Governments? Corporations? Communities? Each choice leaves its neon trace across the skyline. What if drone taxis in Mumbai need to prioritize between wealthy business travelers and rural commuters? What if in São Paulo, an AI car must reroute through favelas, balancing efficiency against community safety? What if storms in Cape Town ground drones, forcing the ground network to stretch beyond its limits? What if ice storms in Toronto freeze drone rotors mid-air? Should the system ground early, stranding thousands, or risk flight to maintain flow? What if political unrest in Hong Kong shuts down drone hubs overnight? How does AI adapt when social dynamics rewrite the rules of motion? Each what if reveals not just technical challenges, but human questions. The glow of cyberpunk skylines hides the deeper currents: justice, access, equity. At its heart, this isn't just about machines, it's about us. The future city won't choose between AI cars and drone taxis. It will weave them together into symphonies of motion, cars feeding drone hubs, drones feeding ground destinations, a choreography of glow and hum. In Lagos, São Paulo, Tokyo, Nairobi, Berlin, Sydney, New York. This choreography looks different, but it shares a common thread: AI reshaping how we connect, how we move, how we trust. And when cities glow not just with neon light but with shared possibility, the line between machine and human begins to blur. The city itself becomes alive, an organism of motion, learning, empathy. So, what if I told you the most important part of this future isn't the technology itself, but the trust we place in it? What if tomorrow's glowing cities are judged not by how fast we move, but by how fairly we arrive? And the real question for all of us is, when your journey shifts from neon streets to glowing skies, what kind of world do you want guiding the way? Have you ever imagined a city where creativity isn't just human, but shared with intelligent machines? Picture a neon-lit metropolis at dusk, glowing streets reflecting holographic billboards, autonomous vehicles gliding along bioluminescent lanes, and AI systems that don't just navigate, they observe, interpret, and create. Cars that were once purely functional now serve as canvases for motion, light, and expression, leaving trails of luminous color rippling across wet asphalt like brushstrokes on a glowing painting. The city doesn't just move, It flows, pulses, and shimmers with intelligence and artistry, each element contributing to a living tapestry of neon energy. Consider the AI itself. Moving beyond functional tasks, it begins to learn aesthetics, patterns, and color harmony. Sensors that once calculated distances now interpret reflections, light gradients, and urban textures. Autonomous vehicles capture the rhythm of pedestrian movement, the shimmer of rain on glass, and the flow of traffic, translating these into dynamic visual expressions. Imagine a car gliding past a reflective storefront, its luminescent trails curling into abstract arcs, each trajectory a unique stroke, guided by both algorithm and environment. This is creativity born from motion, a fusion of utility and imagination. AI creativity extends beyond vehicles. Picture city drones painting luminous graffiti across digital walls, or streetlights adjusting hue and intensity based on AI-generated art patterns. The glow of the city shifts subtly, reflecting moods, energy, and inspiration drawn from the collective intelligence of its moving parts. Humans navigate streets that double as immersive, living galleries, each neon reflection and pulse of light inviting them to experience art in motion. Think about the implications for artistic expression. AI that once optimized routes and schedules now experiments with symmetry, color, and rhythm. Imagine a neon crosswalk pulsing like a heartbeat, its patterns choreographed by AI responding to pedestrian flow. Vehicles become collaborators, their movements part of a glowing urban choreography. Every journey becomes a canvas, every commute a performance, and every city block a studio. Human and machine creativity intertwine, creating experiences that are both functional and inspiring. Broader still, AI that paints challenges our understanding of creativity itself. Can algorithms innovate? Can predictive models generate beauty beyond human imagination? Consider autonomous vehicles interpreting traffic patterns as abstract compositions, or AI systems analyzing neon cityscapes to inspire new visual art forms. Motion management evolves into expression, computation transforms into culture. The glowing city becomes both laboratory and gallery, where every reflection and shadow contributes to a collective aesthetic. Imagine the ripple effects across industries. Advertising, architecture, and urban design could integrate AI-generated visuals in real time. Bioluminescent trails left by autonomous vehicles may inspire graphic design, while AI's interpretation of neon city rhythms informs music, lighting, and public spaces. Cities could adapt dynamically to artistic outputs, streetlights adjusting intensity and hue to enhance human experience, and buildings becoming canvases for flowing luminescent patterns. Creativity becomes a living, breathing part of urban life. The technology behind this movement is extraordinary. Neural networks that once focused on efficiency now learn context, balance, and style. They analyze environmental variables, rain, reflections, traffic density, and translate them into artistic decisions. Imagine a car approaching a bustling intersection at night. Its movement through glowing streets leaves trails that vary in intensity and color depending on surrounding light, nearby vehicles, and even the rhythm of pedestrians. Each interaction produces unique results, ensuring that no two experiences are alike, yet every sequence maintains harmony with the city's luminous pulse. AI in creative expression also enables collaboration. Humans and machines co-create in ways never possible before. Artists can program autonomous vehicles to perform choreographed light patterns, while musicians translate urban motion into neon-hued soundscapes. Every street, glowing lane, and reflective surface becomes part of a shared canvas, uniting functionality with artistry. The city transforms into a networked studio, where each movement, vehicular or pedestrian, is a contribution to a collective glowing masterpiece. There are practical benefits as well. Dynamic neon displays guided by AI improve safety, visibility, and flow while simultaneously inspiring creativity. Glowing crosswalks adapt to pedestrian density, autonomous vehicles adjust luminescent trails to optimize spacing, and street surfaces subtly highlight ideal paths, all while producing mesmerizing visual effects. Motion and aesthetics coexist, enhancing urban life without sacrificing functionality or efficiency. Ethical considerations emerge in subtle ways. How do we ensure AI-generated art respects cultural context and diversity? How can misuse of dynamic neon displays be prevented or overstimulation in public spaces avoided? As machines transcend their original purposes, trust becomes central, not just in performance, but in the impact of their creative outputs. Algorithms must balance innovation with societal norms, ensuring glowing cityscapes delight rather than overwhelm, inspire rather than distract. Now imagine the global possibilities. AI creativity in urban mobility could extend to entire cities, inspiring a network of neon-lit metropolises where motion and art merge seamlessly. Lessons learned in one glowing urban environment could inform design, safety, and aesthetic planning elsewhere. Vehicles, drones, and intelligent infrastructure communicate, leaving trails of luminous expression while optimizing flow, efficiency, and environmental awareness. The city becomes a canvas, and the network a brush. Finally, reflect on the human experience. AI that paints doesn't replace human imagination. It expands it. Commuters, pedestrians, and urban planners interact with living art daily, learning to read, anticipate, and contribute to the neon choreography. Autonomous vehicles provide new ways to perceive motion, color, and rhythm, encouraging humans to explore creativity in parallel with machine intelligence. Together, humans and AI redefine urban space, transforming every street, intersection, and glowing lane into an opportunity for innovation, reflection, and aesthetic enjoyment. So I leave you with this question. If autonomous systems could transform the motion of vehicles, streets, and infrastructure into dynamic glowing art, how would you want to experience and interact? With this new layer of urban creativity, step into the neon-lit world of NeuroDriveAiReels, where cars think, cities glow, and every street reflects the pulse of the future. Tonight, we explore a city where AI vehicles don't just move. They evolve, recycle, and shape the neon-drenched urban landscape. What if every vehicle that reaches the end of its life could be reborn? Its materials harvested, its systems repurposed, its energy re-injected into the city that once carried it. The life cycle of AI vehicles is changing. Once, cars were abandoned or scrapped with little thought to environmental impact. But now, smart recycling hubs shimmer under cyberpunk skies, where robotic arms glide with precision, dismantling vehicles like clockwork sculptures. Sensors scan every component. Carbon fiber panels, advanced alloys, batteries, and AI decides what can be reused, what can be upgraded, and what must be recycled. Lights pulse along conveyor belts, casting reflections across chrome surfaces, as if the city itself observes every movement. What if your car's battery could become the backbone of a city's energy grid after its automotive life ends? What if the very material that once formed your hood now powers the next generation of AI cars? AI doesn't just optimize driving, it optimizes recycling. Predictive algorithms determine which parts retain value, which can be refurbished, and how to minimize waste. Neon-lit data streams track each component, creating a digital twin of the car that survives beyond its physical form. Recycling centers are no longer static warehouses. They are smart, connected environments, humming with sensors, robotic arms, and augmented intelligence. Each vehicle dismantled is analyzed, cataloged, and given a second chance in the city's neon heart. Imagine a city where old vehicles don't die. They evolve. What if your car's alloys become a part of a new hypercar, brighter, stronger, and smarter than before? Sustainable practices extend beyond recycling metals. Batteries, once a source of environmental concern, are now carefully deconstructed and repurposed. AI manages energy extraction, ensuring that lithium, cobalt, and rare earth elements are safely harvested and reused. Neon-lit labs hum quietly in the background as drones and robots monitor chemical processes with precision. The city glows, but so does its consciousness, every neon reflection a reminder that sustainability is woven into the urban fabric. What if your car's power cells became the energy source for streetlights or AI-controlled public transport, creating a seamless loop of energy reuse? The environmental impact of AI car manufacturing is shifting dramatically. Advanced materials are designed to be recyclable from day one. Carbon. Composites, once considered permanent, now dissolve into reusable filaments. AI designs components that anticipate the end of life, embedding sensors and modular structures to simplify disassembly. The streets above shimmer in reflections of neon advertisements, while below, robotic systems orchestrate material recovery with elegance and efficiency. What if the city itself became a giant glowing recycler, where every vehicle contributed to the health of the environment, the energy of the grid, and the innovation of the next generation of mobility? AI-driven recycling hubs are also shaping human trust and social dynamics. As citizens witness cars being reborn, a culture of sustainability emerges. Drivers start considering the full life cycle of their vehicles before purchase. Policies evolve to incentivize modular design, battery reuse, and eco-conscious materials. Imagine urban centers where AI-managed recycling hubs are as prominent as charging stations, each glowing with holographic displays showing the positive impact of every recycled vehicle. What if your garage or neighborhood hub could show you the future journey of your car, from the moment it leaves the lot to when it contributes to the next generation of mobility? Beyond individual vehicles, AI can optimize material reuse across fleets. Autonomous taxis, delivery cars, and personal vehicles can be monitored collectively. Algorithms predict when a component will fail, when batteries will degrade, and when panels need replacement, ensuring that reuse happens seamlessly. Neon-lit dashboards in recycling centers track the flow of materials, creating a living map of sustainability that spans the city. What if your car could signal the optimal time for its parts to be recycled, maximizing their contribution to the city's energy and mobility network? Recycling isn't just about hardware. Software, AI algorithms, and neural networks can be repurposed too. Cars contain decades of learning, navigation data, energy optimization strategies, and predictive maintenance patterns. When a vehicle reaches the end of its life cycle, its intelligence doesn't vanish. AI extracts this knowledge, feeding it into new vehicles and city systems. Neon holograms display the transfer of digital consciousness, painting the city with the flow of information. What if your old AI car could teach a new vehicle to drive smarter, safer, and more efficiently, continuing its influence long after the body is gone? The integration of AI and recycling also fosters futuristic urban design. Roads, garages, and even parking structures become connected hubs. Vehicles glide to designated recycling bays with the precision of a choreographed dance. Neon reflections on rain-soaked streets ripple beneath autonomous traffic, creating a sense of motion and life. AI anticipates material demand, coordinating the flow of parts from garages to recycling centers to manufacturers in real time. The city hums, a network of neon and intelligence. Imagine a world where the act of recycling is as visually dynamic as driving itself. Neon trails trace each vehicle as it moves from life to rebirth, turning sustainability into a cinematic spectacle. What if every trip ended not at a parking space, but at a glowing hub where your car contributes to a greener, smarter metropolis? AI recycling also provokes social imagination. Will citizens trust these systems with their most valuable possessions? How will regulations evolve when vehicles are partially autonomous in their disposal and rebirth? Neon-lit city councils debate AI oversight, while drivers marvel at the smooth choreography of robotics and intelligence. What if your city required all vehicles to be designed for modular disassembly, creating a culture of conscious consumption? The future of AI cars is intertwined with sustainability. Vehicles are not just tools, they are participants in an urban ecosystem. From battery repurposing to modular materials, predictive maintenance, and digital intelligence transfer, every car is a node in a neon-lit network of mobility and responsibility. Recycling is no longer an afterthought. It is the final, essential act of design and innovation. What if every time you left your car, it was already planning its next contribution to the city's energy, mobility, and intelligence networks? What if the life of your vehicle became a story of evolution, adaptation, and renewal? As we glide through the glowing corridors of recycling hubs, watch the neon reflections ripple off carbon panels and polished chrome. The city breathes, the AI learns, and every car's journey continues in new forms. This is not just recycling. It is cinematic sustainability, where intelligence and material meet to shape a brighter, futuristic tomorrow. The streets are alive with glowing trails, the hubs hum with precision, and the city watches as every vehicle leaves a legacy in neon light. So, I leave you with this thought. If your car could continue its journey even after its wheels stop turning, how would it change the way you think about mobility, responsibility, and the future of our cities?